Kenny Shuck. Kenny, you want to wave? There you go. Oh, that's great. We have our past council chairman, who is Lydia Hauser. Very good. And I don't think we've missed anybody else in there except Ben Cosgray, who is also a past council chairman. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would proceed.
All right, you're on.
Okay, I guess I'm going to go next, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the roles and responsibilities of the CC, the council chairman. And I sent some charts, or District Governor Rick sent some charts that I had accomplished. Ben, did you share the screen where I can pull up those charts? Do you have it where I can? Yeah, it should be.
Yes, you can share it yourself.
Okay,
All participants can share screens.
It should be coming up. There we go. Can you see them now, the charts?
I can.
So first off, I want to talk about what it means to be the council chairperson. You know, a lot of people want to be the council chairperson, but they don't realize that there are a lot of responsibilities that go along with being in that position. One of the big things is that you are actually the coordinator for your multiple district, and you are working not only for the multiple district as the state, but you're working for international. You also are working for the district governors and all the council of governors that we have here in the state, of which we have 7 districts. So we have 7 district governors that you are listening to and trying to provide information to. And ultimately, you become the biggest cheerleader and supporter of them for the year. You want to make sure that you are there for them, to be there, cheer them on, and answer any questions that they may have as they journey across their districts and performing their responsibilities. And as you go along, you talk about your continued roles and responsibilities. You're working for whatever the association at LCI and whatever we have going on in our district, the multiple district. You become the communicator, making sure that information is actually provided. It may be like CC Kinney provided this week, information on the membership numbers across the state. Making sure that information that's coming from International President Choi gets provided to all of the council of governors, not just to 1 or 2 people. You become an avenue to come up with goals that we work in and try to make sure that they get published across the whole multiple district. You do the convening of meetings and working at facilitating the different discussions during our Council of Governors meetings. Any of you that have been in any of those know that they can be very busy and a lot of things are going on, so you need to be able to conduct and keep it going at a good pace and make sure that the state multiple district is operating very well and work in for our ultimate goal of having our state convention, which we didn't get to have this past year. We work with the International Board of Directors, making sure that information gets passed down, the Council of Governors. There's reports that you have to submit when you are actually doing this role, and you're writing newsletter articles. You're working with the new person who's going to come on. This past year, I worked to create a book. There was a book created a number of years ago that didn't apply to what we do anymore as a council chair. There's no right or wrong. So We created a helpful hints book, and hopefully now that CC Kinney has that, he will be able to build on that each and every year and pass that on to other folks, so that if you become the council chair, that you're not trying to figure out each month or each day what you are supposed to be doing. So hopefully it'll help whoever a current CC becomes in the future. And I will tell you, if you are the council chairman and you're not working with the multiple district secretary, you are not doing your job. And your first discussion needs to be with multiple district secretary Debbie. She is a wealth of information. If it hadn't been for her, I don't think I could have got through my year as the council chair, because there's so many things to do. And as I said, there was no book, nothing there to help you know what you're supposed to do. And she was gold. So, you know, never doubt that position is not wanted, needed, and appreciated in the biggest way. One of the things that, as a council chair, you go up to the state office at least twice a month, sign checks, and make sure that the bills are paid. You're responsible for doing an evaluation and having a job description for the position for the multiple district secretary. If we have legal agreements, this year we were fortunate enough to be able to get windows for our building. And when we got the windows, it was my responsibility to sign the contract after the Council of Governors had approved the money to be spent for that. So I reviewed those and made sure. Also, we have things like our legal advisor. We have an agreement with Blue Frog. We have an auditor. And any of those agreements would require the signature of the council chairperson to make it the authorization for that particular year. You, as the CC, you are also able to get into my LCI, and you see the numbers for the whole multiple district, and it breaks it down into each individual district. You can see how we're doing as a whole, membership especially, or Melvin Jones and things like that. You can grant access at the multiple district level for at least 5 people. One of those 5 becomes Rob Murray, so that he can watch numbers when he's looking at from a financial and numbers perspective for the whole state. And it becomes a very good thing for the people who get that access, because, as I say, you look at a top-down level. And then, of course, you get to attend meetings of the different state committees. When they do them on Zoom, it's very easy. Then you can just jump on them. Sure. But when we have them at the School of the Blind or some of the other places, you go and you can attend some for a small amount of time, or if they do them on a different date, you can attend them if you're available. We started with doing goals for the different committees, as well as our different governors. And your responsibility is to look at those goals, figure out what is going on, and review the different reports that come in from the state committees and offer to help them if they need help. You know, we don't know when somebody may be struggling, so we need to be paying attention to that. You know, so when they come to a Council of Governors meeting, they may say, my report stands as submitted. It's our responsibility as the council chair to review those and be aware of what is going on with those. We also write newsletter articles for the state newsletter that may be on what the council chairperson is doing. Last year, I actually put together an article on what it meant to be the council chairperson. So that is available as well. The council chair goes out and attends a cabinet meeting with each of the districts. So that means they are working to schedule a date at one of the cabinet meetings that each of the district governors are accomplishing. You're responsible for choosing the winner for the state Peace Poster, Peace Essay, and the Leo of the Year, and getting those forwarded on to LCI within the required time frames. So sometimes when you hear MDS Debbie saying, hey, we need this information by this date, you need to turn it in. If you don't, then you are eligible to be sent up and sent forward to LCI to win. We also come up this past year with the elections for the state chairpersons for state convention, winter retreat, our global leadership, our global membership, and our global service teams. And the CC is responsible for getting all those applications out and getting them back and getting them submitted to the actual district governors or vice district governors to make the decisions for next year. Next. So when we talk about those global teams, as the council chair, you are now the GAT, the Global Action Team leader. You're responsible for conducting meetings with that executive team at the state level and accomplishing the different reports, working to see what we can do to team together and be more efficient and effective within all of our districts. Then we work on how do we elect a council chairperson. You have the incoming class of the district governors that get to elect the actual council chair. You also elect a vice council chair who would be a member of the incoming governors and a chaplain. And the council chair can only serve a one-year term and cannot be the chairperson again. And that's in our policy documents within the Ohio state level. And then we came up with some responsibilities documents that CC Kenny has, and he'll be providing it to everybody when you get into these roles and responsibilities next year. But there's a little process you put together and send out questionnaires and find out who's interested, get them back, and the new incoming district governors elect get to actually choose who the council chair will be for that next year. Ultimately, it's a busy position. There's lots of things that happen. I haven't covered probably half the things that we did this past year, but it's busy, but it's probably one of the most rewarding things that you will ever get to do. Even though we didn't get to do our state convention this year and we didn't get to have a lot of our district conventions, we managed to hook up via Zoom, and we had little celebrations amongst the district governors just each and every week, talking about our successes and what had happened. And ultimately, you know, the council chair is part of the Lions State office team who's going to work for the Lions of Ohio, and they're going to do whatever it takes to try to help them succeed and make us look good as a whole. Any questions? No. And the pay's terrific. It's free. But it's a great time.
Okay, no questions for Lydia? I guess I'll go next, Ben. That's all right. First of all, I wish I had seen that slideshow before I took this job. But so far, it has been quite an interesting experience. I'm excited to work with you guys this year. I really am excited about the whole opportunities that we have here in Ohio for Lions, and it's important that you as governors, vice district governors, carry that back to your districts. A key to the success that your governor and you will have is, in my opinion, the main key is creating a level of excitement about Lions in your districts. There's a lot of Lions out there that just go about the routine and you know, they're Lions and they do the activities and stuff. But if we're going to grow our organization, if we're going to stop the loss of membership, we need to create excitement in our districts, and it's up to you to help start that process and get people excited. So I encourage you to learn as much as you can about what, as Lions, our organization has accomplished. Some of you have heard me talk about what the foundation, OLRIF laboratory at Ohio State has accomplished. I know in my district that created quite a stir with some of that information. So pass that along to your Lions. We really do need to create some excitement. I have a letter that I'm going to be sending out here in the next day or so to the past district governors in the state, trying to get them more involved, trying to get them to help the governor teams and stuff to create excitement and help start a process of recruiting new membership. We ended up down 440 members this past year in Lions throughout the state, and we need to stop that. I know a lot of you have concerns about a dues increase, and rightfully so, but it's the membership level that's going to drive the dues increase, and whether we need it or not. And we need to stop this loss of members. We need to start gaining members. It is possible. A lot of people will tell you it's not possible. It is possible to gain members and be positive in membership, but it takes some effort and it takes teamwork. One of my goals as council chair this year is to try and foster a little more teamwork between the districts. I've seen a lot of times where a district may have a good idea, but because that was done in a district over there, nobody else wanted to try it or do it because, you know, that was that district's thing. We need to share these ideas and put them to practices in our district to, you know, try and stimulate some of the positive that some of the other districts have. Every district, as you travel around, you'll find every district has something that they're really good at. And I think if we share those between the districts, you know, we get 7 or 8 really good ideas that we can all make, you know, apply to our district and make things better. I encourage the vice district governors, if you have the opportunity, or I hope that you'll make the opportunity, attend another district's cabinet meeting. As a vice district governor, I had a great opportunity in that past council chair Greg Hess lives about a half a mile from me. I had the opportunity to attend 2 different districts cabinet meetings in the course of his visitations. I went with him, and it's interesting to see how other cabinets work. It's a great thing to learn, you know, see different views, and you know how your cabinet works, or for the seconds maybe some of you don't, but you have a pretty good idea. But as you go around, you'll see how different cabinets operate and function, and I think it's a great way to build on, again, some of those other ideas that are around the state. As we go through the year, I'm hoping to meet with the vice district governors, whether in person. Hopefully sooner or later we can get to meeting in person, but if not, at least by Zoom. I want to help you to plan for your year. I think sometimes some things slip through the cracks, and it gets to be kind of late. I think there's some things that could be done earlier, and it would help a whole lot of people, and it would help your districts to be a little better prepared, and help you as you enter the governorships, that if you know, we're a little bit ahead of the schedule instead of a little bit behind. So we'll be, you know, I hope to have some time with you. If your governor, you know, a lot of the governor groups, you know, they get together on Zoom meetings quite often. Let me know. I'd like to sit in on some of those. May not have time to sit in on all of them, but I would like to sit in on those and share some ideas with you. Again, I think we need to work together. You're going to hear a lot about the naming process this year, the North American Membership Initiative. This whole thing scares a lot of people. Everybody's going, well, we don't have the time for it. We don't have the, you know, we're already short-staffed and everything else. It's not about doing the whole process as they want us to do it. It's about doing something and getting the ball rolling. And I think all the districts can work on that. And I'm hoping later in the year, as we get towards spring, I actually want to sit down with the potential council chairs and maybe go over some of the things that you want to think about. You know, you don't find out your council chair until late in May. There's things that you may want to be thinking about before that time comes, even, you know, whether or not you get the position. I think it's a good idea to be thinking about some of those things, and it'll help. You know, it leaves you behind the 8 ball come July 1st in your council chair. So I think, you know, we can share some of those ideas in the early spring as you're thinking about becoming council chair, and then you'll have the opportunity to plan ahead a little bit. The COG meetings coming up, of course, this one will be Zoom. I have asked First Vice District Governor Deb to be the parliamentarian for the meetings this year. The parliamentarian's job is to require that all committee reports are presented within 8 minutes, and then any questions and discussions are conducted within 5 minutes. She'll be keeping time on those and watching out for those. In COG meetings, second vice district governors are like children. They're to be seen and not heard, unfortunately. That's the way it is. In the first vice district, governors are permitted to ask questions if their governor asks for permission for you to speak. Now, because of the Zoom meeting on Sunday, I am probably going to allow the governors to ask all their questions on certain topics, the important topics, the highly discussed topics, and then I'm probably going to allow the first an opportunity to ask questions, because it's difficult to tap your governor on the leg and say, hey, I'd like to ask a question. You know, we're not going to let it get away, and I'm going to have some issues if people who, after sitting through Rob's meeting or haven't sat through Rob's thing tonight, are trying to ask questions that we all heard from Rob tonight because they weren't here. Most of you are here tonight. So, you know, but we'll probably handle it a little differently. Sunday, I'm not going to require you be in red jackets. That would be cruel. But at COG meetings, you know, red jackets are the dress code. If it's really hot, you know, sometimes that changes. But there is a decorum for the meetings, and we tend to abide by that. I'm not sure how to handle second vice district governor Debbie, whether to make her stay quiet the whole meeting as a second vice district governor, or how to handle her. We could have some fun with that one, I think. But I do think we're going to have a great year. Does anybody have any questions? Or Lydia, do you have anything I missed since I'm new at this?
I think, you know, there's a lot of things that get covered, but you hit the highlights of the COG meetings. The big thing is ask permission. If you're not the governor, well, if you're the governor, you still have to ask permission. The council chair has the authority to allow people to speak or not to speak. So you didn't know you got that power. pretty impressive. But just ask permission of your governor if you need to ask a question, if you're a first or second. And then Council Chair Kenny will allow you to speak. And it's nice of you not to require them to wear red jackets.
I will require pants on Sunday though.
There you go. There you go. And I wish you a very successful year. You have a great council chair in Council Chair Kenny. So you have questions, ask him. He's there to help you.
And I would reiterate that, please, if you have questions, let me know. If you need help with something, governors, vice governors, please ask. If I don't know the answer, we'll find somebody that can, and we'll find, this state has a lot of very talented people. We'll find somebody that can help you with your situation. You know, if you don't know the answer, it's important for you to find the answer. So, sorry about the dogs. Please, but please ask. PC Ben, do you have anything?
It was a great year for me personally. It was a growing year. When you're a governor, you start going around to all the clubs in your district. You learn what's going on there. You meet new people. Being a council chair, you take one more step upward. Networking is great. I met so many wonderful people, friends that I now have that I didn't have before when I was a council chair, because I visited them. I found out what was going on in the whole state. Enjoy it. Don't be scared about the job. Just remember, you're the head lion within Ohio. So there are plenty of people out there that are more than willing to help you answer any and all questions. All of the past district governors are out there, all of us past council chairs. Debbie, Lydia's right. You need to really cement a relationship with Debbie. She can make your life so much easier. Or if you make her mad, the reverse. So that's all that I have to enjoy it. It's a wonderful experience. You'll never regret it.
And I would add too, I have kind of set the goal for myself that later in the year, after we get all the cabinet meetings covered and stuff, because I will be visiting at least one cabinet meeting in each district. I actually hope to attend at least one zone meeting in each district. And it might be something for you vice district governors to think about too. Talk to your next door district and talk to your vice district governor and say, hey, what zone, you know, is close by me that has a good zone meeting, and attend a zone meeting outside of your district. There's a lot of different things going on. And there again, it might give you ideas for your year as governor. So, you know, there's neat things going on all over the state. And the more you get out and see them, the more you can apply them to your district and make things more beneficial in your district. So with that, back to you, Barry.